There's no brains in sight. I'm gonna need more money. Oh, hi! Some jerk with a camera here, and welcome to the spine-tingling conclusion of my 3-part 30 Years of Epcot series. This was first released on November 29th, 2012, and since then, the new test track has opened. Still haven't ridden it, still can't judge, and of course, Maelstrom has been shuttered permanently to make way for a Frozen ride. But that's yet to happen at the moment. This episode is about Epcot's development, or lack thereof, in the 90s and 2000s. Enjoy!
Previously on the Jerkman Show.
I ordered this 31 minutes ago! It's free!
And now, pizza.
Here's the crazy thing. Wonders of Life opened 23 years ago, and it's still Epcot's most recent expansion. Now, when I say expansion, I don't mean a new attraction replacing an old attraction. I mean a new attraction replacing nothing. I mean really filling up your park by building new stuff on all the unused space. Epcot has more unused space than any Disney park in the world, and they've gone longer without an expansion than any Disney park in the world. Even Disneyland Park found a couple of nooks and crannies to build new stuff in the 90s. And just to pile irony atop irony in a big dumb internet irony pile, the last Epcot attraction to replace nothing has now been replaced by nothing. Look, there it is. It's right there, but it's been off limits to guests for the last 5 years. Why? Disney, what could you possibly have against the wonders of life?
Are you pro-choice?
They only open the building these days for special events like the Flower and Garden Festival. How dare they fill Wonders of Life with examples of life? And even then, none of the attractions are open. The old Making of Me theater shows HGTV promos. It's like walking around an abandoned mall. I half expect zombies to leap out at any minute.
I was trapped on Body Wars for 5 years. I kept trying to eat the screen when it got to the brain. I finally escaped, and then boom, cranium command. It was literally a cranium commanding me. So I was trapped on that for 3 years. It's all discussed in my memoirs, Wonders of Undeath, one zombie's heroic struggle against Epcot. It'll be available for about 15 years, and then we'll come to your house and glue the pages together. And now I am needed elsewhere. Ray! Come here, you.
Thanks, zombie. So, Epcot hasn't had a decent expansion since the 80s. Clearly, it has performance issues. But what do you expect from such a bloated park with only one ball? That's why I recommend
Epzite, the once-a-decade tablet for natural park enhancement. This is Jerk. Jerk is happy because Epzite has given him confidence. Confidence to believe in Epzite. Call now for a free sample while the scam lasts.
one of the following products is an even bigger scam. See if you can guess which one.
What? What do you mean I have to wait 5 minutes? I thought this was America! Epcot may not have expanded, but they've sure as hell replaced a bunch of stuff, especially in the mid-90s. Communicore became Innoventions, Captain EO became Honey, I Shrunk the Audience, and the Singing Food Show became a different singing food show featuring a bunch of hip new song parodies stolen from Weird Al's garbage.
Every milk you shake, every egg you break will be part of you. Ladies and gentlemen, the Beach Boys. Here's Peter Gabriel, Johnny Cheddar, the one and only Neil Musaka.
Too bad they couldn't get GG Orange and the Murder Junk Foodies. He throws his own pulp at the audience. But none of these changes replaced lame with more lame quite as much as the boring film called Symbiosis turning into a boring film called Circle of Life, an environmental fable. Produced on the quick after The Lion King made $1 zillion, it turned our beloved Hakuna Matatas into annoying, preachy environmentalists who worry about everything. They're animated, and they make Al Gore look animated.
But guys, the animals downstream need water too.
How the hell would you know? You come from a movie where droughts are caused by bad kings. Hey Planeteers, it's your old pal Simba reminding you to do your part for Mother Earth by throwing your uncle off a cliff and solving everything.
I still don't understand.
Paul, for the last time, the cartoon cat told me to do this. Now come on, we're gonna save the Earth. Come on, come on. Captain Planet, he's a hero.
But some of the mid-90s enhancements were actual enhancements, like the Food and Wine and Flower and Garden festivals, or the hiring of Ellen DeGeneres and Bill Nye, the science guy, to make the universe of energy suck less in Ellen's Energy Crisis Adventure. Because who knows more about sucking less than a lesbian?
Get away from my drum set!
Screw you!
Who is it?
And of course, no one locks their doors in New York.
And of course, no one locks their doors in New York.
Did the ride just review itself?
Out of this nothingness, many scientists believe the universe was born.
Must have been a big delivery room.
Must have been a big delivery room.
What are you doing? You're an educational film. You can't mock yourself. You're taking valuable snark work away from all us internet reviewers. Do you have any idea how unemployable we are?
One of our ancestors is about to make an important discovery. One that will spark the progress of civilization.
Let's hope it's deodorant.
Let's hope it's deodorant.
It happened. It's over.
Oh my god! Oh, hi, Paul.
Hi.
See what you've done, Ellen's Energy Adventure? You just killed the brows held high guy! Now his brows will only be held at half-mast!
There's gotta be some way I can mock this ride. What is the discovery that'll spark the progress of civilization? Is that Michael Richards?
Everybody say it with me.
He discovered the racial epithets!
Fun fact, by the way, one of the following commercials contains subliminal racial epithets. See if you can tell which one.
The problem with updating Epcot was that everything there had to have at least the appearance of an educational objective. Just plain fun for the sake of fun was off the table.
Today's lesson is, a true friend is someone who helps you believe in yourself and achieve your goals.
So it was actually quite the triumph when, after years of delays, Test Track opened in 1999, and finally Epcot had a supremely awesome and essential thrill ride to call its own. Sure, there was something in there about how auto plants test new cars, but on the other hand, woo! We're going 65 miles an hour with the top down! Fuck you, brain cells!
But then later that year, they scored the opposite of a triumph when they replaced the beloved Journey into Imagination ride with something neither beloved, nor a journey, nor imaginative, and barely a ride. Remember Dreamfinder and Figment?
Some new friends have joined us.
Can they imagine too?
Of course! Imagination is something that belongs to all of us.
They were both killed off. Along with charm itself. And replaced with, I shit you not, a Honey, I Shrunk the Audience spin-off. That's right, a spin-off of a spin-off of a sequel of a rip-off was gonna teach us how to imagine new things. Once it was finished insulting us.
As you can see, there's not much going on upstairs, imagination-wise.
Look at the screen, you dumb monkeys. We're trying to help you.
The new ride was so bad that even Eisner hated it. So 2 years later, they changed it again. And somehow made it even worse.
Oh sure, they brought Figment back from the dead, but apparently coming back from the dead makes you an insufferable, hyperactive jackass who won't shut the hell up about imagination.
In our defense, the imagination is the tastiest part of the brain.
Sure, you can see with your eyes, but imagine what you could see if you used your imagination.
It's official, resurrections just aren't worth the effort anymore. I mean, Jesus may have died on the cross for the sins of mankind, but he never had to deal with this shit. Why in God's name did Eric Idle agree to be part of that?
There is nothing quite as wonderful as money.
Oh yeah. When Journey into Imagination first opened, it was the best thing at Epcot bar none. Nowadays, it's the worst thing at Epcot bar none, and that's saying something. Even with Test Track under its belt, as Epcot sped into the new millennium, which had started when it opened, almost everything about it was looking more outdated by the minute. All the big ideas to reinvigorate Future World were deemed too expensive, so instead they updated a travelogue here and there, built a giant wand over their one ball, which I'm sure had no ulterior meaning whatsoever, and tried to cheaply add more diversity to World Showcase with a grab bag pavilion called the Millennium Village, which lasted 1/800th of a millennium. They also bulldozed Horizons to make way for Mission Space, an intense motion simulator thrill ride which tied into that Mission to Mars movie everyone totally saw. Thrilling and exhilarating, can they do that?
But alas, Mission Space may have been a little too exhilarating.
They were so desperate to add uniquely intense thrills to Epcot, they used NASA-grade centrifuges. And who could have predicted those would be too intense for the average tourist?
Wow, that Mission Space certainly was a ride there. Just kept going and going. Say, settle a bet. Was the actor in that film Gary Sinise? It was Gary Sinise. I knew it! I win!
It was so wildly, vomit-inducingly, holy shit, 2 people goddamn died on itly intense that they had to make an alternate, softer version of it. And that one was so soft that it basically became Star Tours in a closet. One which C-3PO refuses to come out of. I don't know what you people want from me. So, with Mission Sinise considered a massively expensive flop, Epcot finally hung its head and resorted to the unthinkable. A clone from DCA! That's right, Mouseketeers. Epcot was going to reverse its reputation as the boring other Florida park by cloning something from the boring other California park. Then in 2007, the Living Seas Pavilion was made over Pixar style as the Seas with Nemo and friends, because apparently the seas don't live anymore. Thanks a lot, restaurant.
But Dad, I thought fish were fresh!
Shut up and eat your Nemo.
Later that same year, World Showcase got its first ever character-based attraction when El Rio del Tiempo was rethemed as Gran Fiesta Tour starring the 3 Caballeros. Really, guys? 3 birds in Mexico and not one of them's a dancing penguin? Learn some culture! And even later that year, they updated Canada's Circle Vision film with help from the third amigo himself, Martin Short, again.
So he's not good enough to teach us about human reproduction anymore, but they're perfectly fine with letting him glorify the country lying on top of ours without consent. And apparently Clifford here is more important than seating, because you still have to stand for this show. I swear, my feet are gonna kick my ass for this. Hey, where'd they go?
Oh my God, he is real! I'm sorry!
Never mind. So, what happened next? What exciting new attractions have popped up at Epcot in the last 5 years? Clip from UHF? What are you doing here? You don't mean...
Nothing! Absolutely nothing! Stupid! You're so stupid!
As of this recording, it's been over half a decade since the last new Epcot attraction opened. The closest they came was bringing back Captain EO, but that wasn't new. But in a way, it's kinda hard to blame them. For as long as this park has existed, they've tried and tried to get more people to spend more time here, and by and large, it hasn't really worked. Too many people still consider this the broccoli of theme parks, and like broccoli, it's best when smothered with cheese. Even Epcot's original cult fanbase has severely dwindled since they changed everything. What was once going to be Walt Disney's crowning achievement has devolved into a quagmire with great restaurants. A problem no one in the last 30 years has been able to truly solve, and for the time being, they don't even seem to be trying.
Here's how bad things are right now. You want to know which attraction is by far the most popular at Epcot with consistently the longest lines in the park all the time? Soarin'!
The original saving grace of Disneyland's failed second gate is now the saving grace of Disney World's failed second gate. By not building Westcott, Disneyland saved Epcot. Let me put this in perspective for you. Hey, Spaz?
Hello?
You're at DCA now, right?
Where the fuck else would I be?
Good. Say, out of curiosity, what's the wait time for Soarin'?
10 minutes?
Ha!
Here at Epcot, it's 40 minutes!
Even in a park with 3 times as much history and 4 times as much land, the exact same ride gets a longer line here.
You went to Disney World without me?
Gotta go.
Next time, try getting through an episode without me.
But you know, in spite of it all, damned if I don't spend at least one full day at Epcot every time I'm in Florida. For better or worse, there really is no other park in the world like it. Where else would you find boat rides about Norway and Mexico, or CGI fish in the same tank as real fish, or a walking animatronic Ben Franklin? And who knows, it might not always be this way. Maybe someday in the future, the very things that make Epcot weak and strange will get Imagineered away. Or maybe not. Either way, we'll always still have this weird, unique mutant monstrosity of a futuristic community-turned-theme park to call our own. Raise your glass of real booze, people. Here's to 30 more.
Well, at least there's one silver lining to all this. This time, the park celebrating an anniversary is free from the tyranny of work walls. Come on, gang, let's go ride Test Track!
Cause it's gonna be the future soon, and I won't always be this way.
When the things that make me weak and strange get engineered away. It's gonna be the future soon. I've never seen it quite so clear. And when my heart is breaking, I can close my eyes, and it's already here on earth. They'll wonder as I piece by piece replace myself, and the steel and circuits will make me whole.
Epsite, experimental prototype zoological yodeling tarantula eggs. Jerk is happy because he's got hordes of zoological yodeling tarantulas in his butt.
How do I get out of here? Because I have a fast pass for Soren.